Everything we've talked about previously for design options and phases also applies to electrical, but let's go ahead and look at an electrical example to see clearly what's going on in that context. So we'll take the time to set things up here just to make it really clear what's going on. We're going to place 4 groups of 2 receptacles, and we'll do some phasing adjustments and circuit them, and then look at what happens when things are demolished and put into design options. So here are our 4 groups. These 2 groups on the right will change the phase to phase 2. They immediately disappear because we're in a phase 1 view. We'll create a duplicate of this phase 1 or level 1 power plan, and we'll rename it to level 1 power plan phase 1. And then we'll switch back to the original view and change the phase from phase 1 to phase 2. So now we see the phase 1 receptacles on the left and the phase 2 receptacles on the right are all showing up. Revit can never show anything in that's in a future phase in a view that you're in, but it can show things in previous phases, assuming they haven't been set to be demolished. So we're going to go ahead and create a circuit, and we're going to add the other receptacle to that circuit, and then connect it to that panel, panel A. We'll do the same thing with all of these groups. So now each group is circuited to panel A. We'll create a panel schedule so that we can clearly see this. We'll notice the load on circuit number 2. We'll select one of those receptacles, not both of them, but just one of them, and set it to be demolished in phase 2. So it's a phase 1 receptacle. When phase 2 comes along, that receptacle will be demolished. So we can see the load was reduced for circuit 2 because, as stated previously, any MEP element that is set to be demolished cannot be associated at any point in time with the MEP logical system. Now let's see what happens when we select the second circuit, or the second receptacle in that circuit 2. Not only is it removed from the circuit, but the circuit itself has also been deleted because an empty circuit cannot exist. So we'll go back to the panel schedule, and we see that there is no circuit 2 anymore. So that's a fundamental example of how circuits work in the context of phasing for electrical.